Today on Rappler. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will attend the funeral of Pope Francis. The National Union of People's Lawyers opposes the United States asylum request of red tagger Jeffrey Celiz. Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba is set to visit the Philippines. And family, friends, and fans honor the late superstar Nora Aunor. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will join fellow world leaders in the funeral of Pope Francis on Saturday, April 26. He will be accompanied by his wife, First Lady Liza Marcos. Marcos expressed grief on Monday over the death of Pope Francis, calling him the, quote, best pope in my lifetime. Different world leaders, including US President Donald Trump, the Prince of Wales, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, and Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, have said they would be attending the burial. The body of Pope Francis is moved to St. Peter's Basilica on Wednesday, April 23, to allow the Catholic faithful to pay their final respects ahead of a funeral. Hundreds of thousands are also expected to flock to the Vatican City on April 26 to witness the funeral of Francis. Francis passed away on Monday, April 21, following a stroke and cardiac arrest. The National Union of People's Lawyers speaks out against red tagger Jeffrey Celiz's request for asylum. The progressive group says in a statement, quote, there must be no sanctuary for lies and no refuge from accountability. The group also says that Celiz is a military asset and a paid propagandist who has been trying to avoid accountability for years of systematic red tagging, spreading disinformation, and publicly attacking activists and human rights defenders. Celiz, a host for Apollo Quiboloy's Sunshine Media Network International, said in an interview with GMA News that he left the country to seek asylum in the United States due to alleged harassment. He adds that he was also avoiding possible arrest orders from the House of Representatives after he was cited in contempt. Celiz and Lorraine Badoy were ordered detained by the House of Representatives for repeatedly snubbing the probe on the spread of disinformation online. Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba is set to visit the Philippines from April 29 to 30. This will be Ishiba's first trip to Manila as Prime Minister since he took office in October 2024. Malacanang says President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and First Lady Liza Marcos will be hosting Ishiba and his spouse Ishiba Yoshiko for engagements inside the palace on April 29. In 2024, the two countries signed a Reciprocal Access Agreement or RAA, allowing soldiers from both countries to train in each other's soil. The Philippine Senate ratified the RAA and now waits for Japan's approval before it takes effect. Japan has played a large role in the Philippines' efforts to strengthen its maritime and archipelagic defense. It is also one of the Philippines' 4 strategic partners, along with Vietnam, Australia, and South Korea. Family, artists, colleagues, government officials, friends, and longtime fans paid tribute to the late superstar Nora Aunor on Tuesday, April 2022 at the Metropolitan Theater during her necrological services. National artists Ricky Lee, Ryan Cayabyab, Alice Reyes, and Ramon P. Santos offered flowers to the remains of Nora Aunor on stage. The tribute segment began with a eulogy from screenwriter Ricky Lee, national artist for film and broadcast arts, and Aunor's longtime collaborator.
Rebelde si Guy. Sa loob ng 7 dekada ay nilabanan niya ang status quo. Binago niya ang kolonyal na pagtinging nagsasabing mga mapuputi lang at matatangkad ang maganda sa puting tabing.
Charo Santos Concho, former ABS-CBN president and respected actress, also delivered a heartfelt tribute remembering the times she worked with Aunor.
Unang beses ko siyang nakatrabaho sa movie na ito at nakita ko kung paanong ang katahimikan niya ay mas malakas pa sa sigaw. Walang camera tricks, walang mabigat na musical scoring, walang kaartehan.
Angeline Quinto and Jed Madela also gave a music tribute by singing Superstar ng Buhay Ko. Aunor's son, Ian De Leon, thanked their family, loved ones, fellow artists and industry colleagues, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, and the millions of fans of their beloved mother for their support. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.